on inside the tournament. GM of Jayhawks Hoops, Tyshawn Taylor, and GM of Purple Rain, Jordan Henriquez, here to talk about the Kansas City TBT Regional. Tyshawn, we'll start with you. I know this is something you've been campaigning for, played in Wichita the last few years. How great is this to finally happen in KC?
I think it's dope. I mean, it's real close to Lawrence, so obviously I think we'll have a great turnout. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it does a lot for us as far as just allowing us to you know, get our fan base involved, get our alumni and some sponsors involved. So I'm really looking forward to just to see what the atmosphere and the turnout is um for it. So I'm excited about it.
And then Jordan, for you guys, I mean, I'm sure you've heard all the time. Kansas has a huge fan base in KC, Kansas, 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 but K-State's got a pretty big fan base as well. Are you expecting to see a lot of purple in the stands in Kansas City?
Yeah, absolutely. With KC, we always see that happen because I think K-State always plays a game in the Sprint Center every year, and then also, when the Big 12 tournament happens as well, we always have a good fan base. So I'm excited to see, who comes out and supports. We've had a ton of fans commute from Kansas City and different parts of Kansas to support us in Wichita. So, just for it to be in Kansas City, I think is big time for us, and also for Kansas, for them being so close. Uh, you know, Distance wise, Kansas City is a lot closer than Wichita from Manhattan, Kansas. So, just to tap into our fan base in Kansas City I'm very, very excited for it.
And Tyshawn, as we move towards the tournament this year, new rule where any host team could theoretically host all the way through the championship. How crazy of an atmosphere would a quarterfinal, semifinal, championship game be in Kansas City featuring, the KU alumni?
I think it would be insane. I think like to touch on what Jordan said about how we've had such good turnouts in Wichita and people traveling and commuting to come watch us. I think that for one, I think if we make it, pretty far and we give the fans something to come support, I think they will support it. So I think it could turn out being um, amazing. I'm actually looking forward to it as much as I'm looking forward to hopefully playing against K-State. We haven't been able to do that uh, in Wichita at all. We haven't matched up at all throughout this process of having a tournament in Kansas. So to be able to do that potentially in Kansas City with two huge fan bases there to support, I think it'll be very nostalgic and very fun.
Yeah, Jordan, Tyshawn mentioned it. The last few years, we haven't seen, Purple Rain versus Aftershocks. We haven't seen Mass Street now, Jayhawks Hoops versus the Aftershocks, or you guys playing each other. Like, is it brewing to finally get in that, big rivalry game in TBT?
No, it is 100%. Just because of the rivalry that we've had over the years, I've had the pleasure to play against Tyshawn when we were both in school. So we have a lot of battles that we've gone against. A lot of the times it's favored in Tyshawn's. Uh, that's just the history behind it, but we ain't got to dig too deep about that.
We
But
can.
uh, but what I do know is that if we get the chance to play against Mass Street, man, I know the fans will be excited about it, and so will our guys because based on how our rosters will be put together, a lot of those guys from different eras will probably play against when we if and when we play against Mass Street. It'll be like that, you know what I mean? Like that throwback game where guys had played against each other when they wore those actual jerseys. So something that we really looking forward to. But we also know that it's one game at a time, and TBT is dangerous, man. Anybody could come into our region and give they all. So as long as we're prepared, and especially with us hosting it, and Kansas hosting it, we just got to take care of business, and then hopefully see each other down the road.
Yes.
Jordan, just like you guys went from purple and black to purple rain, these guys are now Jayhawks hoops. So they're done with Mass Street. They got the new team name. So you better put some respect on the name. Look, Tyshawn, what's up with this guy? Doesn't even know the team name, and he's
Yeah, it's
talking
all right. It's
trash.
still fresh in everybody's mind. I'm actually, as he's saying Mass Street, I'm like nodding my head, like, nope, that's not it. That's not it. But it's all good. And
Oh,
everybody, as they make the announcement and we start to kind of push it out a little bit, I think everybody will get familiar with the new name. I think it's something for us obviously it's a little bit more internal as far as like sponsorships and who's supporting us and not kind of what made the name change. But for us, this is simple. This is a simple name. Everybody gonna feel it.
Mhm.
Everybody who anybody that's a Jayhawk supporter or a Rock Chalk fan or a Kansas fan understand what Jayhawks are.
Mhm.
So once they hear the name, once they see us posting a little bit more, it'll become more familiar. But yeah, like Jo said though, I'm honestly very excited about the potential to do that. I think um I think when I kind of came on earlier before we started the recording, you guys were talking about the game that we had last year, which was like a great turnout just
Mhm.
as a scrimmage game. But it was competitive. The guys got out there and really tried to play, and which I like being on the sideline. They were obviously getting used to each other, getting warmed up, but guys were competing. And I think in a real game setting, when it really matters, it'll be a great game. It'll be a great game. So really looking forward to that. Those battles are unmatched. Those K-State, KU battles are unmatched, especially in our era, in our era of the battles. It was all love, but it was a dogfight every time. And
Mhm.
I respected you guys so much. I respected your coach, Frank Martin, was one of my favorite guys to play against because he would always pull us to the side at the end of the games and chop it up with us, and let us know he respected us and what we were doing. And so I loved playing against you guys because I respected you guys so much. And I think that's the main thing about the competition um, is the respect level. And so that'll be very fun to be a part of.
So,
Well,
big shout out for the name change too, man. That's dope. That's
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love the
Sure.
name change. We switched our name to Purple Rain last year, and we had a little creativity behind it. And we took our time with the graphic and everything. But man, I love the new change, man. That's dope, bro.
Short and sweet, but short and sweet. Jayhawk hoops,
Yep.
you
you guys
know?
aren't allowed to be nice to each other. What the heck is this?
Nah, it's my boy. I'm not gonna lie. Like on a personal level, and as far as competitors, I respect all of the guys that put on the purple. Their fan base,
It's different.
a
Oh, there we go.
little
There we
different.
go.
A little different.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna bash the players because I respect it. I'm a hooper. You respect the grind these guys go
Yeah,
through. Jo being from New York, having to come to the Midwest and make that transition. Another guy, Kirk Kelly, transferring from UConn and coming in. I respect Jake Pullen coming from the inner city. Like that transition is hard, and we understand that. So that respect level is there, but their fan base. They're crazy, bro.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I
It's
enjoy
mutual.
playing against
That's
them as
mutual.
much as I enjoy competing against the players. I enjoy winning in Manhattan. I enjoy going into the octagon and it's dark and gloomy and it's purple and black and everybody screaming and winning. Like I enjoy that.
Yeah,
So that's fun. It's always fun to beat those guys because of the rivalry, which we're not born into. You from New
right,
York, I'm from New Jersey. We're not born into this.
right,
But when you're a part of it,
right,
in it, you like this real. They really don't like each like it's
right,
real. And you
right.
kind of take it on and you embrace it, and then you go to war for it. And you live with that. You live with that. I still go through my Twitter right now, and if I just type in my search button, my name, there's a K State fan somewhere giving me shit about
Same thing.
something from 10 years ago.
No,
Right now, today.
that's a fact. Same with the KU
So
guys. I've run into KU fans where they'll recognize me and just kind of give me that side eye, and I'm like, man,
this guy, like this guy, look at this guy.
that's just the rivalry behind it. And the fans are loyal to the soil, and it's a real it's more love, like Tyshawn said, when it comes from a personal standpoint of guys that put on that uniform for KU. But man, I don't rock with the fans, man. That's just
Oh,
what it
bro.
is, and that's kind of the culture that we got adopted into because we didn't know what we was getting into before, signing our letter of intent between the rivalry. So, my first time walking into Allen Fieldhouse, I was like, man, this is different, and
Different. It get
different.
different. It get different against y'all. It get real different against y'all. It get real different against Missouri. It
Mm-hmm.
get real different against like Iowa State because when we go to their crib, they be
Yep.
wilding on
They
us.
be wilding. Yeah, they
It
be.
get real different on a couple teams, but y'all specifically, like it was a chair throwing incident not long ago. I wasn't a part of that. We wasn't a part of that, but like it's really like that. Like it gets to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
point where sometimes it's like
I was
so much
fortunate to be.
adrenaline and so much emotion, and then you got the fans and the crowd and the lead up to it.
Yeah,
It get real, bro.
yeah. I was a GA that year, man, when that went down, and till this day, man, I'm in the middle of all the pictures and trying to break the fight up.
It get real,
It
bro.
get real. It get real for sure. And just to know that the fans they weren't heavily involved, but they kind of like instigated it some too, because they was rowdy, man. I remember them being rowdy, but I
Yeah.
mean that's in the past, and but man, this rivalry goes years and years, man, before we was even born. I remember like talking to older like K-State fans and even former players where they're like, yo, they used to like snap the chicken's neck and throw it onto the floor,
Yeah. Wow.
and I'm like,
Wow.
that's different. Like that's a different time and age, but like that's just different mentally for you to even have that mindset as a fan to like do something like that, throw a chicken with his head snapped up. We on live right now, so let me stop talking about the chicken.
Sacrifices chickens for the
But
win is
yeah, they
crazy.
sacrificing their chickens, man, for the rivalry, man, just for
For the
the
win.
game.
Nah,
Wow.
it's definitely real, and I think definitely some of the best battles. Like I can remember being number one in the country, going to K State, and y'all tearing us up. Jake going for like 38. Like I remember that vividly. Like it's like one of the handful of times when somebody asked me, "You ever got your ass busted?" And I say, like, it was a team thing, but yes, I have, and that's like
Yeah,
the top of the list because it was like what it meant and how it felt. Like I felt like I never was in, like I never had a chance. I can put my hand up, I can go over every screen, I could
yeah,
be in his face. He wasn't missing anything.
yeah,
He
yeah.
wasn't missing anything. And he had like 38, and I probably took 27 of them. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, yeah, that was me. Like I took that, you know what I'm saying? And so like I remember those rivalries. I remember that same year coming back and remembering this, watching tape, studying it, knowing this is what's gonna happen, and having a better game and beating y'all in the field house.
Right.
So like I remember like those battles. They were battles. I remember going up against Denny Fast Ass and me having to beat a matchup and coach telling me he gonna reject every screen and watch him going left. He trying to push it. Like, make sure you get back in transition because he'll pull that shit too. And I'm like, damn, they got two of them.
Yeah.
You know, then I also remember playing against Will and the other Spanish kid,
Angel Rodriguez. Yep.
Angel. You know what I mean? So like I remember those games vividly against you, against Kurt, then against Big Gibson. Like I remember the transition, you know, and so those battles always stand out, you know, for me. Um, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think again, y'all having a crazy fan base, us having a crazy fan base, and it just being in an area where people from who's not in Manhattan who've seen us play, but you know, in the Kansas City area can come and witness that, even if it's some older guys.
Yeah.
I just think the atmosphere and the energy is just gonna be alive. So yeah, I'm really excited for that, the potential of that.
Well, if TBT fans and myself weren't excited about the potential matchup in Kansas City, that little reliving the rivalry right there definitely will have everyone excited. I think it's going to be an electric summer in Kansas City. Jordan, I'll let you say this before we get out of here. I'll let you each say this. Who is your guy that you're like, hey, man, this year we're doing it in Kansas City. It's time for you to put on the uniform and play?
Michael Beasley, Barry Brown. Those are my top two. Yeah. 1A, 1B, honestly. 1A, 1B. I was just with Mike and Barry at the KU KState game, and I made my pitch to them. So it just, just waiting on them to make a decision.
He's playing. Damn, I got to get back. Hold on.
Tyshawn, who's your guy?
Hold on, I gotta go. I
Who's
gotta go
your I
deep
gotta
in my bag. Hold on. That got bees coming through. Nah, respect. I love Bees game. I love Barry game. I spent a lot of time in Florida, so I know a lot of people who Barry know personally. I didn't
Right.
get a chance to play against him, but respect his game. Obviously watched him, so that would be two great pickups along with Jacob and the other guys you guys got. So and for me, I think with Frank playing last year, just having a more healthy version of Frank would be a huge one for us. But we also got, us being Kansas, we just have like the pool of players that's available to us is just huge. We got a big pool of players. And so it's hard for me to narrow down one or two. But right now, at the top of my head, the two guys that I could think about is Devontae Graham and Marcus Morris. The main reason is because they're the two freshest out of the NBA. They haven't played this season and will probably be eligible once the tournament comes if they don't sign, these next few weeks or so. So those are two guys who I've spoken to really briefly. But like Jo said, I did get my pitch out, and I know there'll be more opportunities to do that before we start. But to be able to maybe have Graham and Frank in the backcourt together again, uh, I think Kansas fans would love to see that. So just maybe Devontae, if I had to pick one, would probably be at the top of the list. Just because I know he's a fan favorite and KU fans love him and would love to see him put on a KU jersey or Jayhawk jersey again, even if it's for Mass Street. And then you pair that with a possible Frank again. Um, I think I think it could look good for us.
I mean, if you're telling me we're going to get Barry Brown and Michael Beasley against Marcus Morris, Devontae Graham, Frank Mason, pull in with you guys as well, I think the tickets are going to sell themselves for that one.
Bro, that could be a 3-on-3 game right there, and them shit's gonna fly.
Right. Still come and support.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, guys, this was great. I appreciate it. You got me fired up. I'm sure everyone will be fired up when they listen to it. And yeah, keep working on those players because those are big names. Need you guys to come through.
Yeah, hell yeah, we working. We working. I think for me being the GM these last couple of years, I realized the hardest part is putting a roster together, getting guys to commit months in advance. Um, when guys are having opportunities to still continue their careers and play basketball, it's not like guys like we're not looking for the guys that's retired and not playing. We're looking for the guys that's still actively playing. So part of that is having to work around some of their schedules and be flexible and, maybe have to turn down a guy that we would really love to have because it just doesn't work out. So we've been in that situation the last 2 years, and I'm hoping it being a little bit closer to Lawrence and, a little bit easier on the travel and, more familiar to guys, the area,
Right.
that we were able to get some of those guys because of that. So it being in KC even helping us as far as recruiting the guys. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole deal.
I love it. Well, thanks, guys. Talk soon. And yeah, get to work. Form
Yes,
those
sir.
rosters.
Yes, sir.
See
Appreciate
you
your
guys,
time,
man.
Drew.
Be good.
Tyshawn.